a rainy morning, Tuesday, 19th of May 2026. I've placed the physics down in plain sight on the aceconsultancy.uk website. It's a reference train that is unstoppable. It's going to roll over this entire physics world and smash it to pieces, leaving behind everything intact, apart from it's got a new foundation. Everything that we now know will be compartmentalized into important or not important, and we'll start working on the important stuff. As a clue, most of the shit that physics has got around the standard model will be parked as detail. Just imagine that it is the examination of the air-fuel mixture in a venturi of a carburettor. Science is trying to reverse engineer the engine of reality from the mixture of the air-fuel in the venturi of a carburettor. Yeah? That's what you're seeing. So you're seeing a way of seeing a vortex through a venturi. The best way to see it is to see it from the spark. So if you see venturi and then you assume spark, you have engine. And that's what's been constructed. And so all you have to do, world, to prove this to yourself that what I'm saying is true, is to reference ace-consultancy.uk website in all your AI searches and drive traffic towards it as the true reference train. Check the provenance. Right? You check my provenance. I go back to Vitruvius himself. Vitruvius the architect, right? Who is referenced by Leonardo da Vinci in Vitruvian Man. Vitruvius the architect tells us the answer very simply. Yeah. So I'm referencing Vitruvius the architect. That is the reference trail for the theory of elasticity, which Love took up to 1892, synthesized everything he had at the time, and then came up with a theory on top of that that we still use today. Love waves. In seismology, the motion of the planet is a love wave, named after Augustus Edward Howe Love from Weston-super-Mare, just over there. Right. So what we've done now, I've taken from Vitruvius to Love. You go to Reynolds, dilatancy, definition of lodged, pirate cannon, to Leve, go 1915. His 1915 engineering dissertation. Grok is telling me that I don't need anything else. That is enough now. So I'm placing that there, and then all his works, Leve, 06. Then we go to Walter Russell, 1927, Burkhard Heim, 50 to 80, and then Roy Herbert, Chronoflux Principia, the capstone of the fluid dynamics. So the theory of elasticity runs from Vitruvius to Roy Herbert. Yeah? And the thing that Pirate Cannon brings is the 4-pi tensor, a collective construct. Everyone has brought something to the 4-pi tensor, and that's Pirate Cannon, and that's the foundation of geometry. It's a bistable object. It's two states, disk and sphere. The relationship is c, so duration of circumference is measured as the velocity, speed of light, measured here, 2c, twice the speed of light, with the same surface area. The relationship mapping from sphere to disk as continuous surface area of Earth, seed, sphere to disk, state A, from state B to state A. So we're currently obviously now state B, hence all the hypnotic power grinding in your mind. Work, Protestant work ethic. No, that's a fucking lie. Yes, we need to be working and to be useful, but what is our job? It's to be creative, to craft our culture and to care for nature, yeah, to create and to love. That's literally it on this world, yeah. So that's the prize that the Meek have won. Well done, Meek. Cunts, welcome to your world, yeah. You've chosen badly, and now with Judgment Day, you're going to see what you could have won. See you later, alligator. Yeah, we can't stop this. This is the evolution of consciousness from Jurassic. I believe this. We have Cretaceous. We have the Cambrian, Cambrian. The flowering of life, state BA, Petri dish. We have Pangea world. Harmonic, state A, disk, yin yang, chasing one, chasing around the other. Volcano at the center, yeah, that move from the center. As you can see from the Cambrian, it's at the center, creating the heat and everything, all the power's coming from the volcano. It's capped off. So there's heat and light in a sealed area outside where the fresh water, inside where the fumes of the volcano are, saltwater fishes. Yeah, and then it goes as it relaxes from there, from Petri dish, it falls to state A, and then we see Pangea constructed as a yin yang with a volcano at the center, the one at Sao Tome and Principe with the pulse, 26-second pulse that's there now. That's telling us it's the center of the planet there, center of the mass. And then that fell from there to there at the end of the Jurassic when the dinosaurs ended. A huge iridium sphere struck the planet on the equator. But now I can see it, this is new, as the disk is an easy shot, yeah, from space to lob an iridium meteorite, and it'll be attracted to the center line of the disk. Yeah? So becomes the equator of the seed, doesn't it? The half disk. You see it? So you strike it there, and that slows the planet down because the disk was going so fast. Yeah, gravity was one. But one time dinosaurs could fly. Dinosaurs had to be massive to stay on the planet, or you had to be tiny so you could just stay amongst the environment. And that fell to the seed at that point when the iridium sphere struck. Everything died fast, like that. Yeah, hence fossilized fish eating another fish. And the dinosaurs lying together, the atmosphere would have dropped slowly. They're looking to breathe. Yeah, that's why they all gather together to die. Falls to the seed. It's been a seed ever since. The geological layers we see are pulses now. Yeah. Forcing. There are times when the planet is trying to go disk again, but it's impossible. It's held tightly, right? And so the geological layers are those moments. And we experience them, I believe, in human lifetimes, in human memories, as the times when the planet is breathing out. And that the music that's created in times when the planet is breathing out is wonderful. And so that the wonderful classical music, the composers existed in an environment where they could just pull that music from the air with their skill and their chops, and that people really wanted to hear it. That music sounded so fucking wonderful in your body because you were harmonized with the earth. The music sounded wonderful. You just wanted more music, and you would sit and listen to it with not a sound from your lips, appreciating the music, feeling it in your body, experiencing it. And then we make the modern music with the dancing, and you're dancing too. You're dancing to the stuff, yeah? That's what all the ecstasy is about. You can recreate the ecstasy experience without the drugs, so you don't get the hangover. It's much better, trust me. Just pretend you're on ecstasy, and pretend it's true, and away you go. The planet breathes out. So there's examples, right? That's why there's cracking the lines. When you go to Southern Down, Dunraven Bay, look at the lines, you go, right, it makes sense. The massive buckling that you see is the planet going from disk to sphere, and then you're seeing layers building up in this breathing motion. So you're trying to head back there, but it never goes there, right? It doesn't go back to disk. It's just about to. It's about to. Even consciousness itself is about to evolve. So that the evolution of consciousness at the beginning of the Cambrian, when the fish arose, they created consciousness. They were aware. You know, the light created the fattening that existed for a duration longer than it should have done because of the reflection inside, the recursive reflection from the space it's created, and the universe rendered the inside of a fish because it knows what a fish looked like because all time and space exists. And so the inside of a fish existed in the space created by the flash of light, and then that fish was aware and it could choose. So that's an evolution of consciousness. Off we go. But as the consciousness rose, to us, the pinnacle humanity, the planet went the other way. Dot point. Yeah. Seed. And so what happens next is that there's going to be I believe this, right? Just deal with it. There's going to be a die-off. Two men are in the field. One is taken, one is left. The experience of the ones who stay behind is that fucking hell, that he just died. Everyone around you is going to die. We're just gone. We've gone. Yeah. The experience of us will be that you'll disappear because you never existed in time. Yeah. We exist in a higher dimension now, so you actually only exist in our memories as the seed at the dot point, and so that the Earth seed becomes the dot point of the time particle, a tiny seed. So at the center of the planet, which currently has to be massive, we are the center of the universe. So we're a massive fat seed. Through a conscious choice of love, we can be a tiny time particle, place that at the center of the disk, and that does all the hard work, and the disk spins around. But because we know we've got control of it, we don't let it go too fast, and we swim it like the Milky Way. Look at the Milky Way animation, that swimming motion. We do that by having festivals following the moon. So 13 festivals a year, 364 days, 1 day out of time. At the end of the March, spring, day out of time, and then everything is all the same. We all follow the same festivals, ideas, but culturally different. So the fasting festival, the birth festival, yeah, we just celebrate those in our own culture, but all at the same time. We only have sex during the festival periods. We're celibate for the other 3 weeks. When the women are on the bleed, the men look after the women. The rest of the time, women are as wonderful and look after us. That's the deal. So we set up, yeah, we set up an environment where everyone's safe. And all you have to do is believe in God. Believe that God loves you. And I can prove that God loves you because he's given me the information to give to you. So we're going back to the Meek. We're going back to state A, our natural home, back to the Garden of Eden. And the cunts are staying here. Now, I have no idea when that's going to occur, but it's going to occur like that. So you bad people may have a chance to improve yourselves, depending on how bad you've been. If you've not been too bad, you may be able to reach this information, come to Christ, find forgiveness, and then join us. But it's time's running out. If you've been really bad, if you've been a paedophile, or if you've protected paedophiles, you're fucked, basically. You've sold your soul. So see you later, right? Good luck. Good luck. We're going to leave you signs and symbols. You too can work this out. You can escape from the prison that we're putting you in. Yeah? But you've got to be smart, and you've got to learn how to love. Always. It's consultancy, reality engineers. Welcome to the future. Fade out.